Well, hello everybody, and welcome to day two of this adventure. Thanks for joining me today. As always, we have chat open, so if you have any questions or anything like that, pop them in the chat and I'll answer them as we go along. I want to thank everybody that was with me yesterday on the journey. Um, it got a little emotional in the beginning, and it was actually kind of good. I thought about that all day yesterday, and it really enforce the fact that what I'm doing is absolutely the right thing to be doing, and just what a huge, huge hole that music had left in me that I hadn't even realized. And, I'm starting to fill that up. So it's kind of fun and exciting. I cannot tell you how much joy this has been bringing me playing around. So today we're going to stick around to the shorter length 10-15 minutes stream. The practice sessions that the application wants you to do is basically about a 10-minute run, and it will walk you through different things. It's kind of, they suggest that you work on things till you get it completely worked off before you go to the next part. Uh, because of how we're doing this, and I don't want you to have to sit here and listen to me clunk, 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 clunk something over and over again. I'll kind of work through the lesson a little bit, but then after I'm done with the session, I will continue to do some practicing on what I went over today. I won't be going into future lessons. I want to keep that live and fresh, but I will be doing more practice, off camera later on, so that I can kind of get everything up. Hi, Valerie. Hi, Gretchen. Thanks for coming in. And hey, Maggie. Anyway, so let's see where we get tonight. So, one of the things that I have noticed, like I mentioned yesterday, I only have one uh, Piano M at the moment. And there's another one coming. I was hoping it was going to be here before the end of the week, but it doesn't look like it's going to make it. So it'll probably be sometime next week. I'm only going to be able to get so far in some of the lessons that it's going to skip over some things. Um, so what will happen once I get that, I will come back and go through some of the lessons over again where I can take advantage of the two keyboards. I have a feeling, this is just me, I'm doing pretty good with my right hand. Not perfect, but I'm close. And I have a feeling I'm going to be doing okay with my left hand. It might be a little bit more of a challenge, but I think I'm going to do okay. Where the real fun is going to come into play is when I put both hands together. Now that's when we're going to find out how coordinated I am and how much I remember from 1,000 years ago when I played piano. But anyway, it's going to be adventure, and we're going to take it together. And I thank you for being here. So we're going to jump into today's lesson. One of the things that I wanted to show you before we go on, I mentioned here that it keeps track of how much time you've practiced. The fact that I've completed one day, and the number 10 with the circle is showing me we're going into the next day. I played for 23 minutes yesterday. I did some additional practice, and then I got 170 notes correct yesterday, and I have been through 5 of the lessons so far. But it also tells you, as I start going into songs, how many I got with 5 stars. It talks about the learning journey and the points that you're going to learn in different things. This is where it's going to get fun, is when we go into the playing, practicing scales and all that stuff. So uh, I apologize ahead of time when we get to that point. Anyway, let's jump into where we are today.
Roli Learn features an ever-growing catalog of over 1,000 classical and contemporary songs. And we're adding more songs each month. There are over 800 songs already in the app designed for you to play with both hands. We recommend learning the right and left hands individually before you try putting them together. You can also listen to the song first to get a feel for the notes and rhythm before you try it out yourself. With Airwave, you can learn the notes and finger position by matching the color on your screen to the color on your keyboard. Once you've learned a song, it's time to challenge yourself. Stay consistent and see if you can get a 5-star rating. Find recommended songs on your home screen, or you can search specifically for songs you like. You can even ask your piano assistant to help you find songs. Show Me Songs by the Beatles.
Put a link in the description of this video. Yesterday I kind of talked about the Airwave unit that's coming this month, and that's when it starts tracking my finger placements and telling me what finger to use on what. But it's also really cool when after you've learned some music and stuff like that, because using your hands and doing gestures with your hands has an impact on the music. So I put a link as a short video that kind of shows what you can do on the creative side with that Airwave. It's kind of cool. Anyway, so we'll go into the next one.
Let's dive right in and learn to play a part of a famous classical song by Bach.
Now, one of the things that you'll notice here is this is a different teacher. And what's really cool with this is you don't get one person teaching you every day, every lesson, and all this stuff. When you start going through the different lesson sections, it's pretty much changes the instructor that you have each time. So you're getting different people explaining the same thing to you, but you're learning it from different people, which is kind of nice, and it adds a little bit of variety to the learning process.
It's called Prelude in C major. We'll be playing the bass line, which is the lowest part in a song. You'll need the red and purple keys. These notes are also called C and B. But don't worry about the names of the notes right now. You can learn more about them in other Lumi lessons. Now let's add in the notes. Don't worry about which fingers to use, just get used to playing the right notes in time. Start with the red key, C. Next, move down to the purple key, B. Back up to red, C. And down again to purple, B. Red, 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 red. Purple, purple. Red, 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 red. Purple, 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 purple. That's all there is to the bass line.
It's exciting.
The more times you play the song, the easier it will be to remember. Let's play it through again.
Oops. Like I said, if I wanted to, I could go back and repeat the practice portion of this alone, which will come in here real quickly. And say, a little bit better. And as you notice over on the left-hand side of the screen, it's tracking the number of correct notes that I hit. So go on to the next one for this one.
The next bass line is from Bizet's opera Carmen. It's a popular classical tune. You may have heard it before, even if you didn't know where it came from. You're only going to need one note to play, the orange key called D.
This is going to be exciting.
The tricky part about this bass line is trying to stay in time with the backing track, which may seem a little confusing at first. Make sure you're pressing the note at the right time and lifting it quickly, like this. Give it a go.
I think I broke a sweat. sure that was really boring. Okay, we did pretty good with that. We'll try another one.
It's time to find the notes. Play the matching key when I call out the colour. Make sure to hit it at the right time. First, the red key. Find the orange key. Play the yellow key. Now the green key. Find the turquoise key. Now the blue key. Finally, play the purple key.
Yay. I love how sometimes it cuts right away and sometimes it goes on. So I got 100% note accuracy. That's not bad. I can't complain with that. So we're up to 6 minutes. We're going to go ahead and do another one.
If you're looking for other ways to improve, top up your playing with scales and chord exercises. Choose from over 150 scales and over 200 chord exercises specifically designed to help you, all across the different key signatures. Practicing scales regularly will help with your finger dexterity, and practicing chord exercises will help with your hand placement and hand strength. Both will introduce you to key musical concepts that are sure to come in handy later, whether you're getting creative or just playing for fun.
Do one more.
You
That'll
probably
get us to
already
10.
know this nursery rhyme, Three Blind Mice. You'll need the yellow, orange and red keys. These notes are also called E, D and C. You can put your hand in the same position as mine, or just use one finger. It's completely up to you. Now have a go with the backing track at full speed.
Work on timing. Okay, we're close enough to the, well, actually, let's make you suffer one more time. We'll see if we can get to the 10 minutes. Just a minute away. Well, we'll go to the next.
Let's
This
learn
will
the
be the
bass
last
line
one.
to row your boat using the red, turquoise and green keys, C, G and F. Listen to the click and hold each note down for 2, like this. Try along with me. Great. You could play the notes in the bass line with one finger, or an easier way might be like this. Do whatever feels comfortable. Follow along to the bass line with me. Red, red, red. Turquoise, green, green, turquoise, red. C, 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 G, F, F, G.
Well, that was
Try to hold
bad.
each note down for 2 clicks in cascade. As the notes flow towards you, release the key once it goes past the line. Now, see if you can hit all the notes at the right time.
You're right. So one of the things, as I mentioned in my newsletter or my email that I sent out yesterday, the Piano M, the keys are smaller than a normal piano and they're not weighted. So as you notice, a couple of times when I played a note, it didn't necessarily register, and that's kind of getting used to finger placement on this keyboard, but it's not, it doesn't have the feel of the regular piano, which when I get the actual Roli piano will have normal size keys and the keys will be weighted. So I know that when I make that transition, it's going to be a little difficult because the spacing and things are going to be in different places. But this is really cool. I love the fact that it's portable. Like I said, you can combine two of these together. If you weren't using the Learn app and you were actually learning using the MIDI portion of it, you could connect up to 4 of these things together and have pretty much a full keyboard. But on the Learn app, you can only add up to 1 at a time, and they have magnetic connections on the side that blend in. And it's cool that the keys go from side to side, so when you put 2 together, there's no gaps between the keys and everything. But so we've made it through 2 days of activity. We played 11 minutes today, and see what our overall numbers look like. So I've done 334 notes, or 45 notes correct. I've passed 14 lessons, and I played, like I said, for 34 minutes today. So kind of cool. And then maybe tomorrow we'll suffer through a scale together or something. So we'll see what tomorrow brings. Anyway, that's kind of the extent of things today. If you want to, if you haven't signed up for my meal list and you want to, kind of track my things, I'm going to send out at least once a week. But that mailing list is the best thing. Sign up for that and you'll stay in the loop of anything that's going on. I am planning on I'm going to do daily streams, at least for the first couple of weeks. The time, I think I'm going to settle on 2 o'clock in the afternoon, but that could change. I'll try to have something scheduled at least 1 to 2 days in advance so that you kind of have a heads up and you can see from on my channel what the next one's coming up. Sunday's going to be a little difficult, so we're going to have to play with Sunday's time a little bit because I have an appointment to go see somebody that day. But anyway, I want to thank you all for joining me on this adventure, and we've made it through day 2. You guys should get a prize for sticking in here with me, and I'll see you probably tomorrow. Take care. Maybe.